All right, you saw the taxi associations, the National Taxi Alliance, and we also spoke to Santaco saying that they are going to be operating, it's business as usual for them. And the e-hailing services drivers telling us that they have a bit of a fragmented approach to this one. It is not one position, but the official, group there, the official organization saying that for them, they are not going to be taking part. But of course, drivers who are not part of this official position can be able to then exercise caution. That is what they are asking them to do. But now we were supposed to speak to Putco in the previous hour. They join us at this hour. We're speaking to the spokesperson, Lindokuhle, who is going to be giving us a sense of whether or not Putco bus drivers will be operating as per normal on Monday. Lindo, thank you so much for your time this evening. Is it business as usual?
Thank you so much, Sisbongiwe. It's not business as usual, unfortunately, for Putco. We've taken a decision to suspend our operations, our bus operations across all three provinces, that's Limpopo, Mpumalanga and Gauteng, on Monday. This is because of a report that we got from our internal security that gathered intelligence to answer a basic question really of whether we will be able to guarantee the safety of our passengers and our staff. And the long and short of it is that we are not going to operate based on the basis that we cannot, confidently answer that question with a positive answer. So we are not going to operate on Monday. That's the stance the company has currently taken. I
do understand there's going to be a meeting, or there is a meeting currently between the company and the transport department. What is that meeting all about? Could we see the position changing?
Well, remember that Putco operates on a contract that is from the Gauteng Department of Transport. So what we have been told at this stage is that there's an urgent meeting that's been called, particularly after we've issued out the notice that we're not going to operate. It does seem that government would like us to, in fact, operate. You would have seen the security cluster briefing saying that it's all systems go. So I believe it's a meeting to try and convince Putco to operate. But those meetings are being held with our principals. We're waiting for word in terms of whether we would likely change our position. But at this stage, the decision remains that we are not going to operate on Monday. However, we are waiting on the outcomes of that meeting to see what is the conclusion in terms of our principals and the contracting authority, as well as SABC, which is our association as bus companies. But basically, that meeting is taking place. At the moment, we cannot confirm whether we'll be operating or not. What we know that there is that suspension on Monday.
What happens then if this particular strike lasts more than a day?
Well, that is something we'll have to discuss with the government. Before we issued the statement, we did cite some of the concerns that we have around operating here. We would have seen our buses in the past being used as a form of barricade in the roads, it being put in a way of blocking traffic, and the after satellite. So those are some of the concerns we have, particularly when it comes to our passengers. So if it does continue, we'll then be looking for authority from the contracting authority as well as government to say how do we proceed. But at this stage, the reason why we were able to issue the notice to say we're not operating was because we got a go ahead from them to say that we should operate. But we understand that after this meeting, we'll then get a directive in terms of how we move forward. So even as if the strike would continue, we would still be seeking some sort of guidance from them in terms of how we move forward from this stage. But certainly, while we say that Monday operations are suspended, even on Tuesday, as it is a holiday, we understand that there are some retail workers that are working. So we're treating that as a reduced service day, as we would do on our weekends. So we're planning to operate on Tuesday. Should it continue beyond Tuesday, that is something we'll be seeking guidance from the department for.
All right, Lindokuhle there. We hope to get an update from you as soon as that meeting concludes, if the position changes or not. Thank you so much for your time. That's Putco's spokesperson, Lindokuhle, giving us the company's position there ahead of the planned national shutdown.